questions.
All right, we can
I
get
got
in.
questions.
We can get into it.
Because you can't handle the truth.
It's not our fault the label made them change it to Broadway.
My posse's on Broadway. What was the original?
My posse's on Yesler.
Really?
Yeah.
My posse's on what?
Yesler.
That's the Blade?
Like, yeah, in the Central District. Like, Broadway's never been the spot.
Where's y'all Broadway at?
Is Broadway downtown? Like it's it's the main road downtown. Like
it's not the main road, but it's the road that the reason the label made them change it to Broadway because they were like every state has a Broadway, but not every state has a Yesler.
So what do is there audio of the original?
Shit, I don't know.
Okay,
it's like everybody from Seattle just knows that, so I don't know if there ever was.
Okay, because my posse's on Broadway just sounds tight. It just sounds tight. So the label might have been right there, and everybody sings it with pride too.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Sir Mix-a-Lot enough, or do we? What's that? I don't know. I'm torn because you from there. So does it mean something different to you than what it means everywhere else in the world?
What?
That was just an awesome video. First of all,
My posse's on.
No.
Baby got back. I don't know. What's it supposed to mean to me?
It's one of the biggest songs ever.
True.
Like, not just rap song. It's one of the biggest songs. Regardless of whether you want to like it or hate it or whatever, it's one of the biggest songs. So, and I remember that shit being on TV every day.
And on the radio.
Dang. What those royalty checks look like?
I don't know, but they gotta be crazy. And then after Nicki sampled it?
Sheesh.
Oh, Nick big going through it.
What the hell got? Hire to fire. Dealing with being more busy in the concept of FOMO. All the ways on Kevin Hart's podcast. Damn, there's never only one way through the door.
That was a great interview, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Learn every avenue.
I would love to hear from Sean too, cause Sean be so out the way.
Yeah.
But he was so pivotal in that, and a lot of the shit that they was doing.
Hey, Britt, you're on the podcast, so don't say anything crazy that might incriminate you.
I was just like, you know what? I figured I'd just call you now instead since you text. Okay. Hi, everybody on the podcast. What's good?
What up?
You know what? I'm gonna just talk to you tomorrow then. But before I go, I'm gonna say this. I appreciate you so much for holding it down and helping me the way you have and just really like always believing in me and lifting me up. I appreciate you, and I'm so glad that we killed it in that Live Nation Urban meeting last week.
Talk that talk. Let's go.
So yeah, I'll chop it up with you tomorrow, but I just wanted to know if you were free at an earlier time, so I'll just text you, okay?
Yeah, early's good.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye. Dang, I didn't even. That's crazy. That means it must have went good because we weren't supposed to say nothing. This fucking phone right now. What I just asked you when we were setting all this shit up, Lex is like, yeah, man, I gotta go film Winning Formula today too. I said, God damn, nigga, like I was tired for him yesterday, and he's like, I gotta go film a whole nother. That's like another 3-4 hour production today, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this shit gonna pay off, right? But G was the way I asked him, like Like, nigga, please tell me this.
Yeah.
Please tell me you got hope, because I don't know how much I got.
Tell me there's an answer in there. There's an answer in there, fellas.
Oh man, damn, that's a crazy way to start the show. Sheesh.
Was that a fan question? That came for you, Lex.
Which one?
The girlfriend one.
That came from me.
Okay.
Wait, what was it? My bad. I was in the middle of reading them.
This is the first one on that.
Have you ever saw porn? The fire story. Hey, I knew you was my nigga, but the porno storyline, and you completely forget what you there for. Like, you know, this pretty good.
Like, damn, acting okay. I'm not mad at this movie.
No, when what is it? What's
hey,
my nigga?
That's how Young Ma's porn was.
What's
like
my
nigga
directed? What's my nigga name? No, the OG that's been doing it forever. Damn, what's his name? Lexington Steele. That nigga went on one where he was doing like action hero, like Jason Bourne, like Bourne Identity shit. And I'd be like, bro, I fully came here to see what the fuck was going on, and now I'm watching the fucking movie.
I think that's what I was watching. So I was like, wait a minute, there's fight scenes in here.
This nigga's kidnapped and like handcuffed to the chair and like, oh, the evil. Okay, nigga wearing an eye patch, bro. What's going on?
Hey, Lexington still been at it for so long, and he now gotta like hold his back to do his stroke.
No,
like he push himself in.
The nigga that was wearing Tim's forever wears knee pads now, so that's how you know niggas is.
Yeah. Nah, he a wild boy because he'll do that flip.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what did you doing, my man?
But it's the setup. It's like a rest. What, did he want to be a wrestler or something? Because
he had to, man.
Yeah.
Damn, my nigga never got a shot.
Hey, it's got to come out somehow, man.
My nigga never got a chance to be a wrestler, and he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do the wrestling moves on the porn star.
It's going to come out.
Wow, that's hilarious. What was the question?
Move, boy. Damn.
What was the question?
Oh, the one right above the one you just read.
Oh, shit. Damn. We got to, you asking that on the show?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Don't fuck with my street cred, man. Like, niggas always coming for me, man. Let me keep my rap steez in order.
Nah, cause like
nigga said you asking that on the show. You don't want to talk about that now, right?
Can we do pre-production? Turn the mics on. I'm gladly will answer that. Holy smokes, Lex! I see what we doing. We ready? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
G, how you feel?
I'm good, man.
Let's do it. Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Northwest Pizza and Pasta, where if you think the pizza is good, try hands down the best wings in the valley. Nobody does wings like NWP. Order now, online for takeout, delivery, or pull up, because they can do at like 25% capacity, possibly even more now that things are getting back to normal. I guess June 15th is our date. I don't know what Oregon got going on, but June 15th, it's about to get spooky. We should do something. No? Wait. We should wait a little bit, see what happens first, right? We're not just gonna roll into it.
I mean, by that point, niggas, we don't know what we're going to do.
Because we already had the preseason. So
that's what I'm saying.
So like, niggas is in
niggas in the game now.
Full blown back outside.
Yeah.
Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Uplifters.
How many shots you think Clay gonna shoot his first game back?
Wow. How you gonna step on the ad, man?
Oh, man.
How many do you think Clay gonna shoot? That's a good question, though.
Clay gonna get 30 up, bro. Not 30 points, 30 shots.
30 shots. It don't even matter.
You got to make up for 2 years worth.
You just got to get it off. So that's what
June 15th is.
So I'm definitely waiting. If that's what, I'm definitely not going outside that day.
Yeah.
Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Uplifters, Black-owned domino company powered by none other than our brother Janelle, who also just recently launched their first series, The Winning Formula. The premiere episode featured none other than yours truly, me. And the second episode was with Jessica of Alkali Rye. And then, of course, the show is executive produced by none other than Meet the Brave's very own Alexius Franklin of Let's Bubble Productions. So y'all tap in with Uplifters. And surprise, surprise, our last but not least sponsor is Let's Bubble Productions. Today's episode is powered by Let's Bubble, and everything that you see, video-wise, production-wise, is done by Let's Bubble. If you need anything, tap in and get your story told right by the great Alexius Franklin of Let's Bubble Productions. With that being said...
Hold up real quick. We forgot the wonderful Reef.
Look here. Look, you almost made me.
Look at that.
You almost made... Man. We almost forgot the Reef Studios located in downtown Oakland, Black-owned studio. Brian Simmons, OG Jaron, myself. Multi-tracking, podcast, audiobooks, you name it, overdub. Come get your shit hot, man. How about that? One-stop shop, quality control, the Reef Studios, tap all the way inward. That being said, man, let's start the show. It's the Meet the Brave podcast. I am Monty Draper.
I am LG.
Lex, B-U-B.
Family, what's going down?
What's good?
Hello.
Oh, man, it's Sunday. We back. Normal schedule, back rocking. Last week was a little rocky, but we made it through.
It was a rough one.
It was a rough one. We recorded on an off day, then had some technical issues, but because everybody's gamers, it didn't really matter, and the feedback from this week's episode was tight too. I'm surprised, bro. The days when I'm like, damn, that was a really good show, people tap in because it was like a really good show, and the days when I'm like, that was a little sticky, people tap in and was like, nah, that was a really good show. So thank y'all. Them subscribe. Hey, look here. Them YouTube subscribers, fam. We crawling, but we getting there. So keep subscribing to the YouTube page, man. We not that we want to monetize, but we may want to do some paywall shit and like do some more exclusive content and some more like specific content and speak to our, the people that fuck with us specifically, man. So you guys keep running that shit up, and we may have some dope news coming very, very soon as far as the show is concerned. Is there any more housekeeping stuff? What you got, Lex? We need to ask our listeners to do anything. They subscribe, like, share, comment. Oh, the Instagram, the IG page. Follow Meet the Brave Podcast on Instagram. Follow Let's Bubble Productions on Instagram to get all information for Meet the Brave Podcast. I would say follow LG, but he has since gone back underground. That's what we got.
You can fuck with me here, though.
You can find Sundays, though.
Fuck with me on
Sundays, you can find me.
Yeah.
Very, very, very interesting week, fellas, to say the least. A lot took place. I don't necessarily know where to start as far as pop culture shit stands, but y'all know me. I got to tap in with my dogs for real. How are y'all bracing yourselves for this motherfucker to be back open? Seriously, I didn't realize it till this week, G. You and Poe sent me an old video, and my anxiety kicked in like a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And you were like, nah, Monty, that's old. And I was like, oh, my God. Mm-hmm. I thought that was today somewhere. Lex, I realized then I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be around a bunch of people. Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, no, that's real. I mean, I'm more so interested in like the rest of the world, like being able to travel and shit like that. Yeah. Like, I mean, you could do that already, but I think it was a little bit more limited, and people be afraid of America and shit like that. Yeah. It's just be their reason to not fuck with us because we be the big bullies on the block, and it's finally their moment to do that shit to us. But I'm more interested in like being able to get up out of here. That's more interesting than utilizing that extra, that little wave of time to be outside over here.
Where's the first place you want to like? Fuck it, not even the first place. Where are some of the places you want to get to? Because I'm the same as you. I'm being outside because quiet as kept. I ain't stopped fucking around the whole time. Like, exactly. Like we kept shit lit. So it's the motherfuckers who have been cooped up that I'm worried about.
That's the part.
That's all. That's what I say when I'm not looking forward to the shit, because we've been moving around, finessing, getting work done. Nothing has stopped, and I cannot wait to get the fuck out of here. No offense to the city or nobody. I just got to get out of here, man. Creatively, inspirate. Like it's that time.
That's it.
Where are some of the first places y'all want to go?
I mean, I definitely want to get to Greece.
Yes.
I want to do an Egypt trip too.
Absolutely.
And then I want to do some seclusion shit too, like some shit that's out in like the Amazon or some shit.
Few planes, few boats.
Yeah.
A random bus that only knows how to scale the cliff. Yeah. You got to do some extra shit to get there.
Yeah, they just want to get the fuck about out.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that indeed. Speaking like just the whole concept of abroad and international. You said Egypt, and it got me to thinking about everything that is taking place in Israel, Palestine. Mm-hmm. For the life of me, I've been trying to follow and understand, and at the core, at the base, I do feel like
they're doing an amazing job, aren't they?
Okay, all right.
Hey, our media is serious, boy.
Okay. Now, you know what? Thank you, G. Because I was hesitant. We were supposed to speak about it last week, and I'm just hesitant to speak on shit that it's not a, hey, I know everything, but it's at the very least, I take an interest and go read and try to read multiple sources. Our professors were really tight. Our professors were really tight in that regard, as far as like, hey, know your sources, right? Like, check multiple sources to get a consolidated like general consensus on what the truth may be. And you even still, you may not be close, but at the very least, my nigga, hey, we somewhere in the ballpark. And because of COVID, not because of COVID, even before that, it was more so speculation, like how the media is portrayed and what the politics of that, you kind of dismiss it as conspiracy theories. And then COVID happened, and it's like, oh, this is crazy how this is being covered, how these numbers are being reported. And now with the vaccine, and it's like, hey, man, the trust don't necessarily work like that, but I see the play. And now what's taking place with Palestine and how hard it is to come about just general information is
wiping it from existence.
And I don't know, bro. I just watching it from afar, and you're like, damn, this is interesting. But again, there are so many brilliant people with so much information on exactly what's taking place and the history. And I just like to defer to those folks and just want to understand more than anything, bro, just how the world can be divided on something that in my mind, on a humanity level, G, is just so plain as day. And go ahead.
My bad. Oh, you go
ahead. No, that's just where the politics of it all become hard to engage in with the average citizen that wants to talk about these things, that wants to discuss these things. Religion enters the equation. Capitalism enters the conversation, and
9/11.
Terrorism enters the conversation, and then it's all hijacked by people's emotions and their culturescapes, and we're no longer discussing the truth. Again, I'd be remiss if I didn't come out here and shout out the squad, everybody at Hope, at 510 Media, and finish in emotional agility, or ego, not emotional. They're about to start reading that. Ego is the enemy. And there's this dope ass passage, this quote that I'm going to paraphrase it just so I don't get it wrong, G. But the ego, damn, essentially is just like the ego manifest something that isn't built in truth, and in the process neglects the actual truth. And that's what we're dealing with every day when we're engaging in debates and the back and forths and the politics of actual humans, bro. It's like it's all with the shit being all ego driven. We ain't nowhere near the truth, and just seeking to get closer and closer to that and have a real hard time engaging and tapping in and like entertaining folks' ego. And it's allowing for a much clearer view and observation of how to maneuver through shit. Fuck going around it. I'm gonna run right over you now. Excuse me. I'm gonna run right over you now because you moving on pure ego. And the type of time we've constantly shown ourselves to show up in something rooted in complete other. I was talking to my mom on the way to the lab, G, and we were just like, she's like, yo, what's the topics for the pod? So I'm reading. I'm like, yo, Lex and Elle haven't sent theirs in, but these are mine. And I'm reading them, and she goes immediately to the burning bridges shit. And she's like, what's that? And I'm like, I've just encountered a lot the last few months. Man, a lot of motherfuckers who burn a bridge and then be in the middle of that bitch drowning and looking at you like, fam, you're not gonna help me? You're not gonna save me? Oh, so you want me to rebuild it? You want me to come save you, then rebuild the bridge for you to burn it again? And and then the fucked up part is it's only one group of people that's required to have that much, walk around with that much empathy. Nobody else has to do that. Forgive the oppressor. Forgive this. That for they know not what they do. Fuck all that. Let them motherfuckers drown, bro, and move on with your life. Hey. I don't know. I have no idea how I got to that point, but it's the ego. That's what it is. Just the ego shit. The constant confrontation with people's ego when you showing up in the spirit of advancement and like growth. I'm on a completely different type of time, trying to get to a completely different type of bag. So we not back at this part no more. Because it's been too long.
You're just trying to get out the loop.
That's it. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me. So then when you see something as catastrophic as terrorist attacks in the name of big business, because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's plain as day. This is just really, really big business that is taking place, and everyone's being made comfortable with the concept of casualties of war passively. Passively, how we're being desensitized to mass murder, to terrorist attacks on a daily. And it being repurposed and rebranded as something else is absolutely, absolutely fucking disgusting. You're not supposed to say it. Talk about this. Talk about Kwame Brown. Bro, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, y'all.
They do an amazing job, man. Distractions are real, man. And they run that shit up. Like they just, it's very similar. I feel like we talked about it before, but it's very similar to that process. Like when they request like all your files from a company, from like a big business or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's from the court. So the court has access to this shit. So they send it over. They tell you to send it over to the people that want it, and when they do so. All right, bet. So you're looking for one file, one piece of paper, and they send over to you hundreds of thousands of pieces of paper. Like you got to decipher through this and find it yourself. And that's literally what the media is like for America. Is like we're not quite China where they just directly have complete control. Just take it completely out of the question. They'll present it to you, but you got to find it throughout all this other shit, and then you got to know like what it is that what's real and what's fake, and for the most part, if you're looking at mainstream media or news outlets and stuff like that, you have to also understand that a good amount of them are owned by big businesses, and big businesses have their hands in the pot of a lot of shit that's going on, especially when it comes to the government and war and who our allies are, because they're all making money from each other, So it's like it's a winding road if you want to go down it, you know what I mean? But it's I don't know, man. It's like Manny was talking about, the whole empathy and getting to that part first is the main course, but they do an amazing job of making people think about themselves.
That's the. We don't need to do that right now. Because I wholeheartedly want to be more informed, and we got a lot of listeners who are very, very, very informed. Salute to Jeremy, who taps in literally weekly. Lige, who I know taps in. Bird, B Walk, our mothers. That's the rabbit hole Mom and I ended up down when it's talking about like a feedback circle and build like business building for real. It's like, hey, Mom, like that the pod shit was intentional. The invite to the 150th was we need a true gauge of who's listening. And all the niggas who had smoke with me about not getting the invite to the 150th, guess who they were? The niggas pretending like they tap in on the weekly. Man, I be listening to the pod. Man, I fuck with the pod, folk. Then all the pictures came up, and then I heard the 150th was mine. I ain't get no invite. Oh, nigga, the invite was in the show. That was intentional. We trying to see who our demo is for real. Like, can we get to them? Can we nurture that and grow it from there? I'm not worried about who ain't tapped in.
That's all.
I'm worried about it from a standpoint of going to figure out why, but we got to figure out why the ones who are here in the first place. Let's start with them. Mm-hmm. Ones that keep showing up. We got that shit bad about being consumed about who don't fuck with it. The like versus dislike test? 2,000 likes and you got 3 dislikes and you like, man, why they don't like it? It's like, nigga, 2,000 people liked it. It was 3 niggas that probably didn't even watch it. First of all, but the need to be in on the popular conversation is so much more important these days than do you actually fuck with it? Cole, just pay attention around your immediate circle or the things that you frequent, the spaces that you frequent, and the people that make those spaces up.
Start there,
and then see what that conversation is. If you're in a room where people, or you're in spaces where people are way more inclined to tell you what they don't fuck with, run. Seriously, get the fuck out of there. Go tap in with some folks who have no problem putting you on some shit, because it's a lot of shit to get put on. It's a lot to learn from. It's a lot of fandom to still have. And it's like those. I guess for me, y'all, like that's the one thing. Like I hope to preserve through all of this. Like as we ascend, as we learn, as we acquire new tools, as we get to more money, I hope that just provides space to go learn more and to engage more and to evolve a whole hell of a lot more to really figure out how to sustain this ecosystem that we are building. Bro, that shit was so dope to watch everybody show up separately yesterday. Like, Kev hit me, and it was just Kev. Then Poe and G was like, all right, we out here. And then L hit Poe. And then Lige hit Poe. But then Lige was talking to you, and they're like, nigga, this is amazing. It's all my niggas I fuck with. Like, they're like, what you want to do today? Nigga, I want to watch the game, smoke, be around peer love, and in the process, niggas is still brainstorming and plotting and putting shit together. This nigga like, oh, we gonna do the pot early so we can fuck with Dave. You like, bet. I'm like, y'all put that shit together. I'm like, hey, I'm there wherever I gotta be, and it's just so tight to know that can exist. Me and Reeg pulled up on Raj on Friday. Just talk. And really trying to define our system. What is this system that we building? This thing L shows up to the show every week, just gym after gym after gym. And then we get to hear an even deeper dive on Conversations with Nations. Shout out Britt. And all I kept hearing is this at least for me, I listened to it again this week, I'm trying to hear what that is, and it's just like talking to Reed and the grief, but it's the step beyond that. When I seen Auntie at the 150th, that shit made me see Auntie smile like that.
Man, it's beautiful.
That laugh. don't nobody laugh like Monte Carlo, but like her laugh, because everything don't be funny to her. So when it's funny to her, it's gotta be
really
funny to you.
Yeah.
It's gotta be funny to you. So it just made me happy to see that, but. And the system is not yet dialed in. We're still dialing in. We're still tweaking it. We're still tightening the screws.
But that's the beauty of it, man. That's the beauty of it, and that's the reason why what Manny was talking about with like everything that's coming, the preparation is now. You know what I mean? Like that's why it's not gonna be lost on any one of us because I believe every last one of us is getting our just due. But it's not. I feel like it's gonna be impossible for at least this group to then lose themselves within the sauce of all the accolades that come with all the work that you put in. For one, because of just the time that you had to put in that work where people just didn't give a fuck. But then for two, the actual work that you're doing does not allow you to therefore lose yourself in what it is that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, for one, you stay driven towards something else, something beyond yourself. But then for two, you understand what it was like without it and how much it took to get it. And then to sustain it is only saying that by that point, it's truly it's truly because of you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It wasn't because some ulterior motive. You couldn't fake this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's the best route to the prosperity that people are looking at. You know what I mean? And whatever level of prosperity that is, you know what I mean? It's different levels to it, and that's by individual on what you think success is. But getting lost in it is when it was by accident. None of this shit is by accident, bro.
None of it's by accident, and the amount of work it took just to get to the point to realize that there's more work to do.
That's it.
So now we here. Lex just said it. He said, shout out to Kendra. Lex is an amazing partner, wife, holding him down and being a true partner and pushing him to get better goes, nah, you moving different. You work it, the way you working is more efficient. You saying no. You saying no so you can be more efficient and do more work that you care about and more work that you have true equity in. But the thing we not gonna do is sit around and cry about credit. The fuck is that? Seriously, think about it. What are you gonna do with that? Oh man, I did this. Oh man, I did that. Watching our OGs do that is so heartbreaking. And
you talk about the Last Dance doc?
Oh no, what happened with the Last Dance shit? Oh, you talking about MJ shit?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
fuck with you.
But I am talking about a few specific OGs, and I just didn't want to say any names because it's only going to further and add to that tearing them down. But it's really hard to watch because we talking about some real factors for real.
Yeah. And
if real factors are sitting around going, man, it's just that willingness to just settle into that victim role is I don't know if I could ever get with it, G.
I mean, it doesn't do anything for you. That shit works for one group of people and one group of people only, and that is the white woman. That victim role don't work for anybody else in the world. So everybody might as well stop that shit.
And you know what it's received when we say it like that. You know what it gets received as? It gets received as dismissive, or we dogging cats for wanting to be recognized, and that's not what it is.
Nah, it's your story. It's your story.
Man, have that, but the amount of work that still needs to be done, I'm trying to figure out where niggas get the time to sit around and keep stats.
Yeah, and also on top of that, I hope that the people that want that credit at some point receives that credit for them to understand that what was did you get the feeling that you thought that you wanted?
Did
you know what I mean? Because once the credit hits, best believe it ain't as high as you thought it was gonna be. You know what I mean? Because they gonna give you this is how this thing works. When you're great at something, you get less for it. Like, yes, you'll get the trophies, you'll get some accolades, but you get less for it. The greater you become, the less people will acknowledge it. They will get used to it. When you're bad at something, you get all the attention in the world.
Yeah, because
everybody wants to jump in on that.
The peaks and valleys are the optics of it are amazing. But imagine just being consistently getting better, consistently climbing a mountain. No one can celebrate that until literally they can't celebrate it until you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fuck with revisionist history, dog. This nigga Nip packed the Staples Center on for his funeral. Nip hadn't started doing arenas yet before he died. Nip was still at the Fox. Nip hadn't even got to the Fox yet. Seriously, think about that. Nip hadn't been able to do Fox numbers for his shows. I just wrote it in the rap. My nigga Bugs. God bless I miss my nigga, bro. His funeral was one of the hardest days of my life. Cause we had just done his fundraiser dinner in the city. In a little small banquet room. He packed it though, cause niggas fuck with him. Niggas fuck with moms. God bless her soul. But it was a small room. Small room. And the dinner tickets was $30 maybe, $40. And he was just trying to raise money. His shows, small rooms. Nigga, the line was around the corner for his fucking funeral. Couldn't nobody get in. You kidding me? Mixtape after mixtape. Flying back and forth trying to get shit popping.
That's the human psyche though, man. Like it's literally what we deal with in like the corporate business world, where the idea of there being Yelp reviews and the lack of people wanting to give great reviews when they have a great experience, but the fact that they're so ready to give you 1 and 2 stars and give you paragraphs, soliloquies of shit that they didn't like. You know what I mean? And they would have never in a million years, if any of those things got corrected, or if they didn't experience that in the first place and it was a great experience, it doesn't matter if they're real about it or not. They wouldn't even thought about writing something, but they were pushed to do so when their experience wasn't up to the par that they thought it should be. Now I feel like I am motivated to write something, and it's just the human psyche. It's a small tweak in the mental. But if you never train it, then you will constantly live in... The people that do that type of shit, like you only have bad reviews for shit, you're going to be miserable and not understand why. You're going to continue to think that people are doing this to you, as opposed to you looking within and saying that, oh, there's accountability in what I see and what I feel.
What I experience. There is accountability in the shit that I experience. Me and Morg talked for a long time. He couldn't remember where he got it from, but I can't stop thinking about it. The dude says, man, you know what? I've been around assholes all day. Everywhere I've been today. Asshole after asshole. Sir, I don't know if you know how this works, but if you experience nothing but assholes all day, what does that say? It's like, God, that's beautiful. And you said it, G. It's just a small tweak of the psyche. My brother Kev, that nigga, the first words of his album, woke up in gratitude, fantastic mood. What's the point of having tools if you like the screws? You wouldn't feel so much envy if you felt in tune. Ooh, that jealousy look weird on you. That tough guy shit, that's really fear on you. In due time, it'll all be crystal clear for you. Make the truth be a mirror for you. That's how we starting?
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, ain't nobody, no rapper telling me I can't get no money on this block. The skinny nigga from my lifetime, the skinny nigga on the boat. No, that's the devil, man. The devil ain't telling me I can't do nothing out here. The devil and his agents on this herd mentality, man. Y'all get the fuck around me with that. Cause I've been outside. The deferred credit card payments and rent and all that shit. No, nigga. Them bills was getting paid the whole pandemic. Stop playing with me. Oh, I had to rant. I had to get that off my chest.
Hey, got to. That's what this space is, man.
Get it off your chest. Hey, Playboy, you going through? You all right? You all right, man?
Get it off, man.
May is indeed Mental Health Awareness Month.
Hey.
I love the collective consciousness and the awareness that the awareness and the willingness to learn and get informed. It's so beautiful to see, like to engage in conversations with strong black men who I deem strong, and what that looks like. I love that. We have these conversations about therapy and the therapist and where they may have found their therapist. And then because of our conversations on the pod, people texting and DMing us about the Black Directory. Because now we know that, like, we're not against the concept of therapy. We are against who the fuck we got to go sit down and talk to, though. I need somebody who understand for real. And that doesn't always necessarily mean a black and white thing, but goddamn, can we start there? No shame in that. My dad said it. My dad was like, "Man, I'm not opposed to therapy. I just want a black person." But he whispered it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nah, pops." A lot of us felt that way. Just now, we having the courage to say it in the tools and shout out all the black excellence and brilliance in those folks who have dedicated their lives to go get their doctorate and attain all those credentials to be able to help us.
Yeah, a white person giving a black person therapy has to be a mindfuck.
Come on, bro.
It has to be a mindfuck, and that's going back to the beginning of time for us.
Man,
I couldn't imagine there getting any work getting done in there.
And again, that's not to generalize and say it's all bad, but goddamn, imagine the mindfuck to just recently black folks being able to step into a space and be like, you know what? I kind of would prefer somebody black.
And then shout out to black people that go out and do that, you know, like not only like the ones that go out and seek therapy, but the ones that actually go and get licensed to do the therapy.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's a leg up, man. That's dope.
Our black therapists, our black doctors, our black teachers. Shout out to OUSD and Frick United. The OUSD had been because of the pivot from school in person to Zoom. They were doing an attendance awards each quarter. And
I heard they're not trying to go back. They like the school system, bro. Like, hey, we done got used to the Zoom shit. If I could do a session through Zoom, I can get a few of them off in a day, bro. I'm not trying to go sit in the office.
Man, you should have seen it, dog. Shout out Ash too, for putting the program together. So what they did is each quarter, the school that had the highest attendance won a trophy, and then a presentation or a discussion with somebody. So Alexis Gray Lawson, Rex Life Raj, Guabdad, and then I got to do the last one of the school year for him this past Friday. And Frick actually won, and I think they kept it like a high 80% attendance rate, which was really hard to do over Zoom. They had kids that would pop in and not turn their cameras on for whatever reason. It's just hard. Everybody's, especially, and we learned that a lot too. No matter what school they go to or what district they in, everybody's living experience outside of school is so vastly different. So to generalize something like education or homework is the goofiest shit you could do. Now you're seeing it. You're like, wait a minute, my best student in person is now my worst student on Zoom. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, because that kid going to school, that's their outlet for real. Now they don't have one. So whatever abuse, whatever trauma and shit exists at home, that's they 24/7. Man, I seen that with so many kids. So that's why it was a really big deal to do the OUSD thing. So salute to them. But it was a whole point to that. I'm sorry, y'all. There was an entire point. How the fuck did we get here? What was the
Therapy?
Therapy. Yeah, I still don't know. I have no idea. But God damn, what was it? There was a whole point, but I just talked myself out of it. But I'm glad I did stumble back upon that, because being grateful to integrate that space and the educators that are in it, like there are all these people that are service workers that are making real sacrifices that are being underlooked, underpaid, and it's really hard. And as the world just keeps moving, we keep acquiring so much information, as opposed to really learning the nuances of these spaces. People are just able to weaponize all these different things, and that's where I wanted to go with mental health. I'm so grateful for the awareness and the conversation in and around mental health awareness, G.
Man.
But the weaponizing that I see happening and taking place with mental health.
What money talking about now, man? Look at him.
It's
you seen it? It's getting nasty.
It's nasty, man. Now again, we're not here.
So mental health is officially a currency.
Yes. Yep.
Never thought we'll see the day, man.
Never thought. But we said the same thing about sexual identity too.
Yeah.
It's weaponized. And people it's one thing man is always gonna figure out how to do is finesse.
For sure. Big
man
finesse job.
Man is gonna figure out how to finesse.
Man's in them. Man's in them.
And so just on some hustler shit, I respect it, but I just need you to know that I see it, fam. So don't weaponize mental health on my watch, because I peeped you a mile away. And I know niggas who suffer for real. You know, people who are on the spectrum for real, who are high functioning. They don't make excuses. They stay on top of their meds, or they stay on top of their therapy, or they stay on top of their meditation, or they stay on top of their sleep, or they stay on top of their exercising. But you not doing nothing and then going, man, I'm bipolar. I could give a fuck. Honestly. Because I know some real bipolar niggas who exercise, go to therapy, meditate, and make sure they go to sleep. And have cut certain shit out of their diet because it might be a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one thing to be diagnosed. It's a whole nother thing to be diagnosed and then be presented the tools and go, fuck the tools. I got a crutch the rest of my life. Or I got this. And granted, it don't work that. It's not that. It's way easier said than done. But the cutting corners parts and then going, why me? I just can't, not right now, can't subscribe to it. It's a lot of shit happening. And when I say high functioning people on spectrums, high functioning. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month for sure.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. That love go out to all y'all, man. Get y'all shit. Get y'all minds, man. Get y'all minds back. Take it. Get it back in order. Take back control of your shit.
Man.
Be accountable. And be intentional.
Being intentional. I realized something yesterday.
What you got?
And please don't roast me. Y'all be gentle. Please, I'm begging you. I beg of you.
Okay, purpose would be a gentle. Yeah, man. Be gentle. Come on, man.
When did y'all? Okay, no. I want to figure out how to ask this. How old were you both when you realized that niggas made plans based off of pussy?
I think it was like, for me.
Honest, please be honest, y'all. Please.
My shit gonna sound many. I think it was like 11 or 12 because my oldest brother said. Nah,
I knew it.
Listen,
I knew it.
Because my mom worked 2 jobs. So Sid, being the oldest, his duty was to make sure me and P got fed.
Yeah.
But then there would be some days when dinner done at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then that nigga looking at us like, nigga don't eat until 7. And then he just leave. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then he come back around 10, happy. And I'll be like, why is he so happy? And then he go to sleep. And then finally, you
finally realized what was happening? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good story. That's good. So 10, 11, you say?
Yeah, about that.
How old were you, G?
I mean, I saw my dad every other weekend. So
that's such a many answer. So, that's such a many answer.
I would probably say around 3 or 4.
That's such a many answer. So 3, 4, 10, 11. Y'all want to guess how old I was?
This year's old?
31. Gee, I just figured that shit out yesterday. Poe, I swear to God I love you. So please don't take this personally. Poe hits me and goes, no. Poe, the day before, making plans. Like, yo, y'all, let me know what type of time y'all on. G, like, same, let me know. Poe, like, bet, 2:30, I'll be free, wiggling, and whatever. Poe hit us about that time. G, like, yo, I'm fucking around. I'm like, shit, I'm at the crib. Poe, like, bet, me and Goldie gonna slide. I'm like, bet. Chilling, I'm just watching the games. Hour go by, Poe hit me. Man, who all over there? I don't know why. That shit irked me so bad. I'm like, I'm not responding to that. But I started to put 2 and 2 together, and then he got there and explained what the text was like. You didn't have to explain. Like I connected the dots.
Yeah.
And then we watched the one game, and then we got like quarter into the last game, and then seen Poe do this. Well,
pull the chair in.
It just wasn't no hose. So he's like, I'm out. Like, and then I was like, then I start connecting, and then I just kind of sat there on the couch and I started playing back our whole lives. And I was like, wait a minute. I thought we was kicking it. Mm-hmm. Like I thought we were always like, oh man, I'm with the fellas, I'm with my niggas, and we having a good time. Yeah. I did not know the whole time y'all were plotting on where the hoes were.
It was always like a free day for hoes.
I thought we was just kicking it. I thought, man, this is really good. We spend a lot of time together. And yesterday that came crashing down, man.
Hey, Money, do you remember, nigga, that I threw y'all a car because I felt like there were no hoes outside?
Yes.
So I was gonna stay my ass in the house, but y'all can have a great time. y'all enjoy yourselves, but ain't no hoes out right now. Y'all go for it. No,
Lex, I can tell this story.
Go
for
it, man. Okay. Go for it.
So I have an '84 Delta 88. It's a fucking boat. It costs a ridiculous amount of money. I think that gas tank might have been full twice the whole time I had it. I swear to God. We're getting ready to go out. We get dressed. We hit a few spots. Elle stops talking completely. And then I pull into the gas station reluctantly. I think I probably got $5 in my account. Maybe enough just to get us home. And Poe's like, man, we could do this, we could do that. And I'm like, the night kind of over, but I'm down to keep mobbing. And Poe's like, Elle, don't you want to? Elle's not saying a word. Elle does just like this. He takes his debit card and goes. And if he would have still had his hair, like his hair would have swung as he was doing it. And I know I didn't have no money, and I wasn't pocket watching.
The audacity.
But in my mind, I'm going, he a college student. He don't really have it to just be handing niggas his debit card. Like, ain't no money on there, fam. What are you doing? But it was just like, no, wherever y'all going ain't no hoes at, so I'm not going with y'all no more.
Bro, I was notorious as a young adult just tossing people my things. Like, when I get to that point, it's just like, all right, bro. Like, I did that shit to a bartender because he was irking me because he kept talking to me about a drink, making the chick that I'm with the drink while we're talking. And I'm like, bro, we just did that. And he just kept going on. So I'm like, all right, here, fam. And toss homie my wallet. And do whatever you need to do with that.
But G,
But I still have my shit in my pocket.
you threw him the wallet, but not the debit card. What a sicko!
So now my ID out there. So my man, I had to go to a whole new ID because Brett for sure threw my shit out.
But
I was so disrespectful that he for sure like.
But just on the principle, though, G, like you're willing to get a new ID just to prove a point.
For sure, bro. Like,
See what I mean?
bro, like my nigga, stop it. You're interrupting, and that's just foul. Get up out my face.
So I said all that to say, nigga, I just found it out yesterday. But you niggas knew since y'all was babies.
Hey, it only took. I mean, we're past the time frame, so I think we're good now. But it only took once where like, I got picked up. Pops do his usual run of things.
That nigga said statute of limitations is good.
Yeah, statute of limitations is over with. So like, my nigga married now. So. Cause like these stories right now, nigga. We ain't little no more. But yeah, so did a whole rounds, got me fed and shit like that. Pulled up to the house, you know, you used to have that stack of tapes and shit like that. So put a tape on or put a movie on or whatever. Sit me down. We watching it. He probably get 15 minutes in, and he already stood up, backpedaled into the little hallway, took a shower, put clothes on, came back to the front part, sat back down. Watched probably another 15, got up, got his keys off the counter, and left out the door. I see my man again at about 1:30, 2 a.m., because I ain't moved. I've been watching movies, bro. You know, shit. I get a chance to have a weekend out, I'm out. So he pull up, got a bra with him. They come in, she comes in on catch. Oh, you know, doing what women do when they see a little dude, like,
little man.
Yeah, like over there, like chopping it up or whatever, trying to, you know, play hard or whatever. Hey, this is probably gonna help me like not have to like get into whatever. And then all it takes is Pops is like, "What are you doing?"
We didn't come here for you to talk to my son.
What you think? You thought this game was, right? It's fucking 2 a.m.
Relax. He got to go to bed. He got a bedtime.
You messing up his movie.
You feel me? Like, so that's it. It only took one of those. So I was like, okay.
You seen what was going? No, that's hilarious. I'm clearly being facetious. Like I've known niggas have done it, but it was just
that's hilarious.
It became clear as day yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, niggas make their decisions solely based on the idea of getting pussy for real. Like,
Money, don't do that.
What?
Because you drove around the parking lot.
What you talking? Hell, that's what we doing.
You drove around a bowling alley. You drove around a bowling alley.
Story for story. Go get your shit off. Get your shit off because I got you.
I wasn't gonna tell the story. I was just telling you what it was.
That's good. No. Wait. Why had I forgot? I know I didn't forget, but niggas be trying to leave shit out.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, you a Muslim now? Okay. Oh shit, that really did happen.
Yeah,
Dave,
them Laguna trips was real.
Dave, I promise you, as your big brother, I have the best intentions for your life. I promise you, wherever you are, Dave, just know that I love you. That's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna leave that. Some shit you gotta take to your grave.
Yeah,
that's one of them. We gotta just let rock.
Statue's not over on that one.
Yeah, that's still. Yeah, we still got some little bit of time left on that.
Still got a little time.
That's why I was telling. I was telling Teen I told her, I've said it before, but I had to make it clear. It's like, man, every real nigga done had the best nights of sleep in the wet spot. Fuck out of here. What you talking about? Cold and all. Baby had the ceiling fan on. And I was
wake up with the chills, huh?
What?
Chills, crusty as hell, and a fetal.
Oh. But you know what's so... Okay, now I'm really telling myself. Yes, best night's sleep ever in the wet spot. For whatever reason, nigga ain't never let the sun beat him. But when you sleep a little too long, you wake up in that panic. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. I fell asleep at your house, nigga, like we go together. This is crazy. No.
Oh man, that accidental fall asleep used to, boy.
No, because and now I'm just glad that I can articulate it now.
Yeah.
I couldn't when we were younger.
Because you know how much setback that is.
Setback, but it's like, you know how intimate it is to fall asleep around somebody? Fam, no, get me the fuck out of here. There's no way. So now in my mind, sleep is a form of intimacy. I stand by that.
Yeah, it don't matter how what? The real life.
Nigga,
Hey.
I could not have been asleep for 48 hours. And if I don't fuck with you, and I'm just pulling up to pull up, watch me.
I done pulled out, and then got back in the car and went to sleep.
It's crazy, but yes.
And the worst part was I fell asleep in the apartment complex. So when she was leaving, she see me asleep in the car and just
Hey, real shit though.
Hey.
It wasn't gonna be in the crib?
No, sir.
Not on duty?
No, sir.
No. Not on duty.
That's hilarious.
What? Because I'm not even trying to have that conversation. Once that door get open, boy,
Spend a night. We go together for sure.
Spend the night? What?
Nigga, the sun beat me up.
I don't care how old I am.
Nah, I ain't got it. Nope.
Then slept in many parking lots.
Just on the strength. Just to prove a point.
Shit, and pulled around many corners. Like, nigga, so it wasn't in front of your house.
Wait, I
thought next block over?
I thought just my life was crazy.
Shit.
How do y'all respond? Maybe okay. I got to figure out a way to ask this too, because I don't want to lock it in to being so specific. But you going on about your life, and all is like good, like all is clear. You either in a relationship, or you out, you playing the scene, but you good. Either way, you good. And then out of nowhere, all the old work just start hitting you. Not just one.
That's when they do it too. It's like a fucking signal goes out.
Bro, what is that? Why does it all happen at once?
I don't know, but it'd be back to back to back. Out here, big like laughing at a joke that was told hell long ago.
You know what I thought about? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You know what? I just passed the and they be doing Future So Cold, but women are really good at that. Mm-hmm. Oh, your mom just posted something on Instagram that really touched my heart. Fam. I had to call Coco and spaz like, hey, look here. Don't be talking to the old work because you're making it hot.
Hey, big cut ties.
Who mama are you? Matter of fact, I'm mad all over
Ultimatum?
again. She better
I need you to choose.
I got mad all over again. Hold on. You what?
That's fucking funny, yo. Cause they do be coming out the woodworks. Like, bro, leave me alone.
Don't tell me when my mama tweeted. Why you got a Twitter? First of all, wait a minute. Hold on. Now she's not gonna answer. That's crazy. It happens all at once. And it's usually about nothing. What are you supposed to do? Cause it okay, no, never mind. Let me stop.
Try not to entertain.
Is it a call or is it a text?
The call is damn near disrespectful.
Yeah.
Don't just assume you can still call me fam. Touch the waters first. Put your toe in the water. You just jumping in is mania.
Nah, throwing out a FaceTime.
Ooh, that's intrusive.
Throwing out a FaceTime while you laying in bed. What?
While who lay you? Never mind. Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Don't even want to do it.
Do it.
What knows even worse? If your laptop's on while the FaceTime's going, because you saw it's a phone, but then
and it's still ringing.
That's the worst, boy. Hey, Apple will get you caught like that, man, because everything ringing.
Steve, I promise, Steve Jobs, God bless your soul, but this tetheredness, the iMessages still being on the nigga.
That's probably why that nigga passed away. He was like, oh shit.
Hey. He had to get up out of there.
iMessages still being on the laptop, nigga, bruh. Men, or people, sorry. This is, it's for everybody. Because it's not what anybody experienced is what I heard.
Nah, for sure.
Turn that shit off. Nigga, I used to, never mind.
Yeah.
Next topic.
But yeah, that in essence, just
the Warriors.
Old work, stop it.
What the Warriors do? Oracle, huh? Huh? Say your mama car.
Hey, you saw that? I'm laughing at that, by the way. They was out of there, right?
The Warrior
They
fans.
went down 5, and they acted like the Warriors didn't do no work.
Warrior
like they wasn't
fans exposed themselves yet again. All you gotta do is wait on it.
trying. Hey,
All you gotta do is wait.
after Steph getting the scoring title and
It's
all the work the team put in this year without all the guys,
It's never enough.
you know,
It's never enough.
all they could think about was validating a ticket. And, well, you don't even do validations in San Francisco, so good luck with that shit. All they could think about was getting out that parking lot. Shit, let that be Oakland. Oakland stayed behind until they had to bring the police to pull them out of there. They just turned the arena into a function.
Every time.
If that season went that way, you know what I mean, with the team that they had, because they understand, they follow that shit.
We had a kid in here this past week who literally has only been alive for the Warriors being good.
Also, he's sick.
I said, "Po baby, you don't remember the $7 nosebleed tickets, so you could be courtside by halfway through the first quarter." Nigga, we was in the locker room one time. They didn't give a fuck,
Bro, nothing.
Security guard came. Y'all want to go meet the players? Like, yeah, nigga, what? Come on.
Nigga pull you for the nosebleeds to go meet the players.
Gee, they have. That's when the club was on the lower level.
Yeah.
So the parents literally would just bring you, sit you in the nosebleeds, and then go fuck around. Bro, my mom was like, where were you? Hey, nigga, courtside damn near.
Yeah. That's when you can get the nosebleed and be courtside.
Yep.
Cause you could just make your way.
Wasn't nobody gonna be there. You move down, and then the odds of somebody come, you in my seat, 0. And you lit at the game.
Now they spoiled.
Watching
Poor babies.
Jason Caffey and Danielle Marshall.
Jason Cathy.
Bob Sura.
What was that one lefty? Murphy?
Troy Murphy.
Troy Murphy.
Troy Murphy. Hey, don't be sick. Because them teams was really sick.
Donald Foyle.
Donald Foyle, yo. Eric Dampier.
The one nigga that used to be
Larry
fouling.
Hughes.
Is it Forte? What's his name? I forgot the brother that used to be pushing people out the air. He was the last hyphy nigga that played.
The last hyphy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, nah. We didn't have some teams over there, man.
Shout
out to them though, man. Shout out to I just want to ask the Warriors fans. This is a personal question for y'all.
You can write in Elijah. I mean, for Warrior fans. Sorry.
for y'all that are still hanging on. How do y'all
Warrior fans?
How do y'all feel about when the Warriors was at Oracle? They was called Golden State, and then when they moved across the bridge, they got Oakland jerseys.
They got Oakland jerseys.
How y'all feel about that?
Yo,
let me know, Warriors fans.
Any Warrior fan we know that listen to the show,
any old one, if y'all want to.
Any of you guys will do. Feel free to write into the show. It's okay. We got a question, but it isn't from a fan.
I got a question.
It isn't from a fan. It actually is from one of our very own co-hosts.
You know it.
Mr. Lex Bub.
Lex Bub came through in the clutch.
Go ahead, sir. Set the stage. Let's take it to the stage.
We gonna take it there. All right. My question is to both of y'all. Have you ever had a past girlfriend cheat on you?
Sheesh.
And if you did decide to stay, what was the reason?
Define girlfriend.
Girlfriend, man.
We go together.
We in a relationship.
Is that a what is it derived from? What is the word derived from?
What's the right root? Is that Latin root? Girlfriend.
Can you use it as a sentence?
Bro, we try to run a show here. Damn. So, yes, I've definitely been cheated on before. And yes, I stayed. Fuck, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud.
You want me to go first? Because I've been cheated on, and I stayed. But the reason it made me think about it was, now that I'm older, know how you think, like, why did I stay back then? And I realized for me, all the reasons were the worst reasons to stay.
Oh, go.
Please.
Oh, God. So,
Lex,
The intro.
oh, God.
Oh, God.
like, one of the reasons I stayed after she cheated on me was, well, she do clean my car and she keep it smelling good.
Mm.
Damn. That's all it took?
I ain't shit.
No. I know. I'm not. No, I promise I'm not casting judgment like that. I just thought it was like, no.
It was like, because I guess for me it was always like, well, shit, she cheating, we can still be together, but now that gives me the out.
Yeah.
To cheat.
So that's what I was gonna go with. It's like, yeah, I've been cheated on. I stayed, and then just proceeded to act like a madman after that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
never. It wasn't the.
So you got
I'm
your
a
full
cheat.
toxicity back then.
Yeah.
Like you was able to open up the full bag of tricks after that.
Yeah, which doesn't feel
And
fair.
be okay.
Which doesn't feel fair because she never asked me to not be that nigga. I just assumed that it's what you do in a relationship. So I stopped.
Yeah.
And then got wind of her shit and was like, oh, we back on. You should have just said it was that. Like, I'm not tripping. But
I think we all gotta go through that phase.
that's what we
Of like thinking like what a boyfriend should be. Yeah. As opposed to being you.
And that's why I asked, like,
And allowing everything else to fall in
what's
place.
define girlfriend? Because definitely was my girlfriend, but then after that, in my mind, you just one of the ones now that I just so happen to be. Because that girlfriend,
So she got downgraded.
that sounds crazy to say, but yeah. In my mind,
She got downgraded, but still occupied the same space. The title got downgraded, but she still occupied it the same space.
Facts.
Yeah,
exactly.
that makes sense. The position changed. She got moved over, and then that place became vacant, which means you can really fuck around,
Yeah.
and keep her at the space that y'all was already in.
But once you, I don't know, bro.
It's over. It's no comeback.
It's no comeback, and then that a lot of people can't handle the dynamic shift from that. Maybe y'all experience that too.
That's an important part. Yeah.
Because that, hey, I'm Monty's girl, attention to detail is intense.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you lose it, it's like, nigga, you acting different. Like, nah, fam, we on a different type of time.
She got exposed. Yeah.
And I'm not mad at it, but this is where we at now. Now you got an attitude, know what to tell you. So, yeah. God damn it, Lex. Don't have me on here telling the truth. This is supposed to be a pod. We just supposed to say hot takes.
I got you.
Tell the truth for
I
shit.
got you. I'll fix it right now. Yeah, I was heartbroken. Sat in the room. I had to light candles, and I was just eating cereal all day. I was just.
You know what I have been good at. Have y'all seen the Inkwell?
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett, Lorenz Tate. That cast is loaded, and I'm missing hella people, so don't roast me.
It fucked you up because it was right after Men's Society.
Was it?
Inkwell?
They filmed that after Minister Society? How do they make it look like that? There's no way they filmed that after Minister Society.
Look, it went Men's Society, and that's why everybody was fucked up, because he was Old Dog, and then he went to that.
Yo.
I haven't seen Inkwell yet, so I have to watch it.
Inkwell's a classic. Is it a classic?
It's a classic. I don't give
It's like a cult. Is it a cult? Because it didn't do.
Yeah, it didn't do.
I'm gonna write that down right now. I ain't seen that one.
That's one of my.
It didn't do well, but then it and like I said, when people saw it in the theaters, it mentally fucked them up because they saw him as Old Dog
and Jada as a completely different character. I did not know that. You just blew my fucking mind. So I remember seeing Inkwell as a kid at my godparents' house. Shout out Britt, Aisha, Enisha, godmother Michelle, godfather David. They had like one of the only big screens at the time, and I remember the whole house just like stopping to watch the Inkwell. And the scene where Lorenz goes to pick up Jay, like he's hella juicy, got a date with her, and goes to pick her up. That nigga just sitting on the porch. I remember having that moment exactly, and then it changing me forever, to where it was like, oh, that shit, I don't even understand the like actual psychology behind it, but I can't take that personal. Because if I do, nigga, I'll feel like this forever. I just don't want to feel like that. So I just made a decision.
Like after someone cheats?
Nigga, what?
Like taking it personally when somebody cheats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, can't take that personal because it'll ruin you.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I didn't realize that was kind of like the quote unquote right way to handle it. Not to say that there's a right or wrong way, but it's like, it's not personal. Like, and then perhaps there even is some things that you were lacking in or blind to or whatever. Even if it is that, you still can't really personalize that shit, bro. Like, and then the whole ownership concept, it's like I just never got into it like that, and then that also has its that also backfires because there's some possessive part that women get off on, like that like another nigga like that's and did you realize that Steph was still getting roasted for Aisha saying she just want attention from other men?
No, I thought that was over.
That nigga, no, niggas still roasting is like, that nigga Steph can shoot blind from 60 feet and his woman walking around talking about she want attention from other men. So it's like, that's the type of shit. It's like, bro, you be a fool to make that shit about you and that ownership shit. It's just like, yo, people are people. Outside is outside, and that jealous, possessive shit. I don't possess that part. Where it's like, that nigga got me fucked up. Please, just don't have it. Like, does that change with marriage?
What, like the possessive?
Yeah.
Like, see, I don't have that. Like I said, every time I've been cheated on, I just chop up shit.
Baby, no.
Like it's kind of like,
you know what's sick? Even if I feel like that, I'm on principle, my nigga. I'm not groveling. No,
baby, no,
baby. Like, no, nigga. Is that crazy?
No, but maybe we the crazy ones.
That's what I'm saying. Cause there's niggas out here now. You tripping, nigga? Go get your girl back, or that nigga got me fucked up. Like, I'm seeing you and him. I'm like, nah, fam, y'all can have each other. Like,
if you happy, I'm happy.
Hey, I think mine was just different because, like,
ooh,
okay. Yeah, because, like, I don't have the, like, not that I know of, I don't know, as far as, like, the cheat on thing. But then again, I didn't have, like, a girlfriend. Like, I had a girlfriend when I was in high school. But after that initial girlfriend, everything else was just like folks that I was fooling with. So there was never the expectation that, you know, it should just be
me and you.
Yeah, exactly. So like I don't know if that's like a safe space or whatever, but like it was just more so I wasn't about to just have to deal with the fact that this one individual takes up so much goddamn space and time, you know, at that point, you know what I mean? So I guess that's probably what it was. But when I later on had girlfriends or whatever, then that was a little bit more like, can I do it? You know, can I have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
You know, so like there's a different mental on that one too. So I still didn't have the full commitment where it'd be like, if there was cheated on, it's still kind of like, all right, well, shit, I guess I didn't have the full commitment on my side. You know what I mean? So like it's still like a self thing.
Yeah.
You know, to like, I think that was like the process a little bit more.
Yeah, people have needs that are unique.
I wonder if that comes down to if that like what you were raised around, because it might hurt you more if your parents have always been together, and they show this certain type of marriage where it looks a certain type of way.
It looks easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like when you get into this thing and somebody cheats on you, that might hit you a little bit harder. Like, you know.
Well, so my
example was this way.
We never talked about this, but I always wanted to talk about Molly, the dynamic of Molly's character on Insecure.
Okay.
She's struggling we watched season 1, and I forget how bad her and Issa's fight was in season 1. Like, they said some fucked up shit to each other, and when they fell out at the end of season 1.
Oh yeah.
The context of their relationship is hella important as in Molly's character development, right? So then throughout the next few seasons, Molly really struggles in the relationship department, only to arrive at the space, spoiler alert if anybody ain't watching the show, but only to arrive at the point where she finds out that her dad at one point in time cheated on her mom.
Mm-hmm.
But the mom and dad are happy where they are currently, and that shit happened years ago.
Yeah, she's stuck on it now.
But because Molly just found out she's losing it, and like, why you ain't mad at this nigga? And her mom was looking at her like, girl, this shit ain't perfect.
Yeah.
And this whole time, Molly's character has been trying to find her idea of a perfect partner. And that shit don't exist. That perfectionism shit, and that's why I fuck with Insecure, because of that type of writing. Same with This Is Us. Like,
man,
they're not showing perfect characters, and not showing even Jack. Like, Jack is this mythical character in the whole storyline, and part of it is his children and his ex-wife reliving that man wasn't perfect. And he'd be the first, if he was here, he'd be the first person to tell you, but because he died when
that's
he died,
what makes him dope.
Everybody romanticizes, but as they go back and relive that character, he going, nah, fam, it was hella mess ups along the way. And so you see Kevin's evolution, you see all of their evolution as people and as individuals, and that's ultimately in the relationship space. Like, man, I gotten a lot of shit wrong, y'all. Keep it a bean. Like, some of my best friends were my partners or people I was pursuing at the time or were dating that I have zero communication with today. That shit's ridiculous. Yeah. But a lot of hurt and a lot of abuse of trust and all that shit went into some of that on both parts. Some in mine and some in theirs. But I'm speaking about solely from the ones that I did that shit, that I was at fault for. And so one of the things that I just vow is like, yo, if I end up in another relationship, I'm gonna start with the truth, because there is something about that first lie that part. You get so far into it, nigga, I can't undo it. It's gonna be too much.
Well, you don't get that back. You know what I mean? Like, you only get the chance to have someone. It's not even evidently like somebody be pure once. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, when you start a relationship with a person, they're only pure initially.
And it's not pure as in the sense of without fault. It's just like, hey, even in the fault, I'm gonna still hit you and be like, yo, this is what the play is. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. So we in on a dialogue, and at the very least, you got a decision in the matter.
Exactly.
And I didn't know how valuable that was until recently, G. And stepping into it and going, hey, this is everything. do what you need to, but this is everything. And if we can start there, there's nothing that I won't come back and just represent on the table. It's like, hey, this is what's taking place right now in real time. Because, and again, maybe everybody ain't the same, but what I'm uncovering for myself, like the true attraction is my ability to show up as myself for good or bad, like all of the complete version of me. And you go, all right, nigga, we rock it. And it's been dope. Like, it's really been dope, because it's like, no matter what, it's like, hey, this is what it is. So there's no need to hide nothing. Keep it lit. And I truly mean the good and the bad. That doesn't mean it's easy.
It's not.
It does not mean it's easy. But it also makes for a completely another conversation when
it's not easy, but you know how much harder it is to try to keep up a lie? Like, I don't think people put enough enough stock into the fact that when you're lying and when you're like trying to keep somebody in the dark about something, how much work you're putting in and how much like you're basically trying to fight against quicksand. Like, it's just a constant, like, you're not going anywhere and you're losing stamina, And
you get burnt out.
you're gonna
quick.
burn yourself the fuck out trying to like not live in your entirety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then have somebody that accepts you in your entirety.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do you get to that point without being real with somebody?
And keep it a being, bruh. Love, like love for real, ain't as fragile as niggas think it is either.
It's strong as fuck.
Love ain't as fragile as niggas think it is, and women for sure. Like, and that's not just. This is speaking from a hetero standpoint, so
Right,
not to
right.
knock anything, but speaking specifically from experience, bro. Women ain't as fragile, my nigga. So stop that shit. I lie to protect you. Get that shit out of here, my nigga.
I lie because I care.
That's to protect you and you wanting to avoid the tension. Yeah. Nah, go get that static, fam.
Exactly. Who's
And
fragile in that moment?
It's just the shit that we tell ourselves to soften the blow of the ego, and niggas had to learn how. I had to lose some amazing people in the process of just being an idiot, you know.
And growing.
And you grow, and you hopefully you don't make the same mistakes and you can rewiring. But that was one of the things I had, brother. The fatigue of rewiring, my nigga. Like. You talked about that keeping up a lie shit.
Mm-hmm.
The rewiring shit is exhausting. Cause right when you get something, you acquire a new skill. Learning it wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm. Mastering.
Now you gotta master it. Mastering requires a whole reverse engineering process to really understand what it means to be disciplined. Break that shit all the way down now. Ego, bro. I just got it. Now I gotta undo it. Yep. Because I need you to understand. I need you to comprehend it. I need to see what your retention for the information is for real. Because we'll get the real answer when the fatigue sets in. Because when you fatigue, you revert back to all them fucked up habits. It's just as easy as breathing to revert. So keeping that shit in mind, and it's a real mind fuck for real. We got there all the way from your question about being cheated on.
That's why putting someone in like karate is super important.
Huh?
Because you get so many of those lessons mentally when it comes to like understanding that you're never actually master. You know what I mean? Like you're constantly in a process of breaking down, building up,
Absolutely.
to break down, to build up, to break
Absolutely.
down. So you're constantly conditioning your mental along with your physical because they work hand in hand. But the physical is gonna be, you might arrive there faster just by how your whatever your genes are set up as. So your body build and your movements and your natural instincts might be in tune, but your mental is something that you constantly have to work on and constantly have to be beat. You know, it has to be broken down to be built back up. So it's like an interesting thing that'll be like super useful and just like in life in general, because you understand like going into things that you're not it's not humble, but there's a level of like understanding that of the amount of possibilities, I would say. Like there's more than one outcome.
I've really enjoyed my conversations with UG and Kevin in that regard. Like y'all the Rubik's Cube niggas. Like that whole infinite information shit. Like I didn't subscribe to that until recently. You know, it's like got the answer. It's like, yeah. Yes, and like, god damn, bro. Like, can I just rest on I know it now? Knowing it isn't enough, you know. Because we talk about weaponizing mental health, niggas weaponize information every day.
What?
Capping like they know some shit. It's like, bro, it's okay to say you don't know. And it's okay to defer to a nigga that may be an expert in politics. There's a whole bunch of woke niggas pretending to be politicians, bro. You don't understand policy for real. Why are you leading community anything? We're discussing policy right now. You talking emotions? Get the fuck out of here. You are false. You are leading folks blindly, based off of your emotions. We got enough emotional motherfuckers out here now. What are you doing leading anyone?
Big time.
It's just it's really rich right now. The amount of information that there is, and then how to get on the other side of said information, and then come back to marry that with empathy. And now let's really go back to finessing. Nigga, since all this shit is one big finesse, all right, bet we learned it, we reverse engineered it, unlearned it, add some empathy to it, and now we rock it. Because we got a system in place.
Mm-hmm.
The Kevin Hart, bro, like that fucking podcast. I don't know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We gotta get that nigga his flowers, bro.
Yeah.
Like I have to. Hella hard on Kev, but again, as a fan, the pod is incredible. Mm-hmm. You were talking about the Marlon episode, the Marlon Wayans episode specifically. I'm a huge Wayans family fan, but Marlon in particular, because the space that he occupied is so unique as part of the Wayans family. So shout out to Shantae too, Shantae and Damon Jr. They somehow the next wave carried the torch because Damon Sr. is a killer.
Yes.
In comedy.
Beast.
So for his son to be that dynamic, and in all his roles that he eventually gets in movies and TV, that nigga's hilarious. He's really talented. But watching Shantae's evolution as a comedian, bruh, man, that family is dynamic. But Marlon's episode in particular, for whatever reason, I group Marlon with Damon Jr. and Shantae more so than I do with the initial first wave of the family. It's just it's a cutoff thing, but that's not to undermine what Marlon was able to do. What's the not Strictly Business? What's Mo Money? Above the Rim.
Senseless.
Senseless and Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, yeah.
The Wayans Brothers, the show, and then all the shows, and then you get into the scary movie franchise, and you're like, bro, brother's a genius for real. Give him his role in Norbit, bro. Norbit is so slept though. I keep saying it, but I watched it loaded the other night, nigga, and damn near threw up laughing.
How you doing?
Oh man, that movie is amazing. But what exactly from the Marlon and Kevin Hart conversation on the pod did you take away from it, Lex?
One of the big things I took was when he was talking about, he was like, I'm the one that did everything backwards. Huh. He was like, since I'm one of the youngest ones, he was like,
that acting shit was booming.
Yeah, and he was like, so I'm getting taught to write and produce before I really got into acting. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'll never forget when Keenan told me, he was like, oh, you think acting's the only way? No, you need to learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G, because there's more than one way into this door. And he was like, because you black, you have to learn all the ways to get into this building, because they ain't going to let you in the way you think you going to get in. And that shit just stuck with me.
Bruh.
Keenan like the Godfather.
Yeah.
The Godfather of that mentality, too,
yeah.
G.
Yeah.
People ask me, I get asked that shit more than anything now. Yo, Monty, why do you do so much? Nigga. You know how many niggas I know on the outside looking in talking about who hated on them? Man, such and such hated, so I didn't get no opportunity. Bro, it's the world is full of them niggas. Won't be me.
Exactly.
Nigga, I learned how to do grip. I'm getting in the door, and then on some real nigga shit, I'm going to open the side door, and all my niggas is getting it. I'm going to open the side door as the grip nigga. The intern at Rockefeller. I'm going, hey, y'all pull up. What Jim Jones and them say, he said, Damon them didn't give us no office. Nigga, it was a utility closet, and we went and built the office in the utility closet and just never left that shit. Certain niggas is just built different.
Yeah.
Didn't they make like the Dipset anthem and something like that?
Gee, Come Home With Me. Hove worked early. So Hove get in there, he leave early, and then ain't nobody here.
Perfect.
All right. So, hey, the album done. Joel's come do your album. Jim come do yours, and let's do this Dipset mixtape. Not playing, bro. We got a studio.
Like,
Hey, Monty, I got 9 to 5. This, that. Oh, y'all working? Ain't nobody in this motherfucker from 6 a.m. to 5. I'll take it. Lex, you call my phone after you get off work. Where I'm at?
studio.
Not leaving this motherfucker, man.
I tell motherfuckers all the time, this camera shit, this shit wasn't. I never took a video production class in high school, middle school, none of that shit. Wanna know what happened? Somebody shot 2 videos for Jizzle. They never got edited, never got done. Whole project came out, no music videos. Man. I told myself, my nigga, this will never happen again. Went to DVC, took a video class, and then spent my paycheck on getting the camera.
Come on, bro. All them niggas hated on us, so we don't have no video. So why don't you have no videos now? Oh, because them niggas hated on us on the No. Why don't you have nothing now? No, because them niggas was hating. No. Why don't you
Niggas hate that question.
Why don't you have...
Niggas find all the answers to some other questions, but not that one.
B-Walk listens to the show. This was years ago, so it's okay that I tell the story. He calls me, hey, we got a James Harden commercial. The nigga who did the music is tripping. Do you have anything ready? I just done the Blood Moon song. It wasn't mixed, though. But I purposely did it sample-free so I could get the shit placed. Didn't know that my nigga was going to hit me. Shit wasn't mixed. I asked a few people, it's going to cost this. I didn't have no money at the time. So guess what I did? Went and pouted and didn't send B no music. B never mentioned it, because that's my nigga. He didn't want to roast me, make me feel bad, but that one placement could have been anywhere from 50 to like 150. Easy. 50 to 150. I probably could have called one of y'all for the $130 if somebody wanted to mix that fucking song. But I pouted. Somebody ended up getting a placement, all the shit, and then I sat in my room and just like, I can't be mad at nobody but myself for it. Like, I literally was trying to find somebody to blame, Lex, and couldn't find anyone to blame. Because I had too much pride to ask for the money to get it mixed, and didn't have enough gumption to just do the shit myself. And what hurt more than not getting the gig was not having nobody to blame but myself. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to ever do that again. So every session I took for after that, I took paying for mixing and mastering. After that, I took as paying for school. So ask any engineer I've worked with in the past few years. That's from Push, from SK, Ant over at the Grill. Who else? Vaughn over at the Grill. Greg Williams up in Portland. Ask any of them. Whenever they got a session with me, hey, Monty gonna sit this close and ask hella questions, because I need to know how you get them vocals to sound so clear. How you carving out that much frequency from my voice? Why is that snare hitting like that? What the fuck did you just do to that kick? Because it'll never happen again on my watch where anybody from any big brand call and go, hey man, you got a song ready? And I can't place it because I got a fucking sample in there, or the song ain't mixed and mastered yet, or we don't have a clean version, or they don't have the instrumental. I'm doing all of it. Fuck out of here.
All that.
That shit, bro, I was... Lex, y'all remember them days at the Nest, nigga? I was fucked up.
Yeah.
And my nigga called me with a play for 50? And I fumble? And then want to blame bro, you sick trying to blame somebody for not getting that. That's your fault. Had to eat it. Had to eat it and never again. Nope.
Not on duty.
Not on duty. Not on duty. Not on duty. Where we at, y'all? We can staying with comedy. Kev and Marlon, we talked about that. G, we're big All Def fans. Mm-hmm. And the class of comedians that came through All Def, Tony Baker, Kev on Stage, Craig Smith, Billy Sorrells, God bless his soul. CP, Chris Powell, Brent Taylor. I literally could name all that whole cast because it's Patrick Cloud, that whole squad, Meg Scoop, like it's a lot of them that I've become fans of outside of All Def. Precious, it's become one of my favorites too. Just watching her work and get better, like literally seeing her all of their growth. Like all of them have gotten so.
Precious is a vibe at all times.
All times, I love Precious. Leslie Jones does the MTV Awards. She hosts them and does a killer monologue. In said monologue, one of the jokes that killed just so happens to be one of Precious's money jokes.
Interesting.
A fan cut that shit together and posted it, and Precious just said simply, "Yo, it's hard enough out here trying to get on to have one of your jokes land this way on mainstream, and you can never do it again." Come to find now, it's coming to light that two all deaf comedians that work very closely to Precious may or may not have been on Leslie Jones's writing staff. Leslie Jones responds, "Hey, if I knew you, do you think I would need to use your joke? Cool, but we also know you work really close with Tahir Moore and Tony Baker, two prominent all-deaf contributors."
I don't think it was Tony.
Oh,
It
narrows
Tony.
narrows the scoop.
Oh, okay.
That narrows the scope. If it wasn't Tony, it was Tahir. If it wasn't Tahir, it was Tony.
Oh, shit.
But you know why it can't be one or the other? Because both of them niggas know that's Precious's headline joke. So no matter who submitted it, you compromise the other person for not saying nothing, not speaking up. So it don't matter who did it.
Right.
What your mama say? I don't care who broke it. All y'all getting a whooping.
That was the one.
This is the rules of the game. I don't care who did it. All y'all in trouble.
Hey, Monty broke that VCR. I know that much.
Gee, that was you.
I know that.
We've been doing this for 20 years. It was you, and it was you.
I know damn
then,
well.
Then eventually we went, hey, we should say it was Dave, huh?
Came to an agreement after years.
We came to agree. You know what? We gonna say it was Dave. Who broke my VCR? It was ill. No, it was Monty. No.
Yeah, why we beefing? Hey,
why we
man, it's like, it was Dave. young man on the block, bro, you gotta take your licks.
And Dave's like, what I do? Ariana did me like that too. I'm having the time of my life one summer. My mom called my daddy phone. My dad said, "Hey, yo," and I should have known something was wrong. How my dad said it. He said, "Hey, your mom want to talk to you? Fuck she call you for? Hey, mom, you mother." I'm like, whoa, what's going on? You order $500 worth of porno on a TV? I'm like, no. You lied. Yes, you did. And I'm like, nah. And that's why I fuck with my mom, because she knows I don't know if she would say that about the girls, but she knew me enough to know when I was like on bullshit and when I was telling the truth. So eventually she went, "Wait, you don't know what I'm talking about, huh?" And I'm like, "Nah." She said, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you back." This lady, but she was like mid cuss, and then for whatever reason, my last like, "Hey, what?" She went, "Oh, you don't have any idea." Like, nah, fam, I don't know what you talking about.
Bro, imagine mid going bad, bro. I
didn't even know we could order porn on the TV. This is when the Comcast first got lit, and it had the order on like the blue button.
Yeah,
that was new. But after I got in trouble.
Are you talking about on the TV?
Yeah, G.
Like on it was before on demand.
But it was the same. It was like the first iterations of that where you could just order it. You didn't have to pick up the phone.
Wow.
All you had to do was press a button.
And they just charge you later.
And to charge it to the game so that your mama, you got 30 days to figure out your lie because it ain't gonna pop up to the next bill.
That's comedy.
But I had already done that before that shit. I did it with the box. I kept ordering fucking DMX. Got in hella trouble for that. So I knew not to do that no more. So I think that's why she initially came to me first, and then it was porn. Like it had to have been me. Man. Ariana was standing right there listening to me get cussed out. My mom went around the world only to land right back and call my daddy's phone. Let me talk to Ariana. And then and Nana's like, yeah, man, it was me. This nigga's a killer.
Yeah, I was about to say, real nigga, what's up?
She might be a killer for real. Oh, that's
with that Marlo. My name is my name.
My name is my name.
Like it was me.
A straight gangster.
That's comedy.
So, where do you guys land on idea stealing? And let's like joke, like for the scope of the conversation, let's use jokes. Mm-hmm. Where do you guys land on idea stealing? Or is it just politics as usual? How do you feel? As you guys are both creators, I'm fascinated to hear y'all answer.
That's the nastiest thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the game, so I get that it's bound to happen, especially because...
What part of the game is that, G?
Bro, I lived by L.A. Like, I know how desperate motherfuckers are.
Ooh-wee.
You know what I mean? Like, and they create the desperation in the air out there. You know what I mean? Like, desperation. They create that shit. Like, they put that shit in the air, and it's dog eat dog. It's Hunger Games for like people's the idea of getting on, because there's so like when you say by man, by woman in the LA radius, the amount of people that are trying to get into entertainment,
it's crazy.
It's fucking nuts. It's every other person that you talk to is trying to get into some form of entertainment. So with that being said, there's only so many slots. So I get why folks steal shit, because if they already have the inside track, or if they've already got tapped in this is their moment or whatever, or they're in that inside group, like what's her name is fucking on fire. I mean, she not only is she doesn't have to be on fire anymore. Like her ascension has already happened. She's grandfathered in. She is the it person for black women.
Leslie? Or
no,
who you talking about?
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany, yeah.
What's the name? Aaron DeGeneres is about to end her show.
Yeah.
And they're supposedly going to tap Tiffany Haddish to be the next person to do the show.
Yeah.
She's in.
She's in.
You know what I mean? Like, once you get to that position, you are in. Yeah. So I can only imagine what somebody is trying to do to get into that slot that's beneath her. You know what I mean? Like that next spot. So that's dog eat dog.
So you're not putting nothing past folks with that type of desperation,
bro. I have not put anything past people for the. I'm a full blown capitalist. I will admit that shit on the air. I'm a full blown capitalist. I understand it. I understand the game. I think it's nasty but then again, that's so fucking. It's so naive for an individual to believe that your idea is yours and yours only if you do not do the proper steps to make sure that somebody doesn't take it from you.
Come on.
That's the reason why they have trademarks. That's the reason why they have copyright. Come on. Because people will literally just wait on the side, and you didn't do that yet? I'm doing it now.
I'm on it.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what the fuck you did. Y'all know the McDonald's story. They took the entire franchise from them.
And their name.
Cut them out.
This nigga Gary V gave up hella game. He's like, yeah, man, I had Kanye's domain. He's like, I just started looking up popular figures who I thought was going to be something and seeing if they own their domain, and they didn't, so I just bought them, and they eventually had to come buy them from me. You motherfucker.
That's it.
Whoa.
That's it. And there's people that's literally, like, Gary V is actually has great fucking ideas, but even he did some shit like that because he's just a hustler. You know what I mean? But there's people that's their thing, because what they want to do is kick their fucking feet up.
The vultures.
That's it.
The vultures.
Kick their feet up, go out to some parties, and big time flex on niggas for doing nothing whatsoever. Yeah. That's what their game plan is. Wow. They ain't gotta have the talent. You got the talent. You work all day. I make the money. That's my position.
Where you stand as a creator? Where you stand?
Shit. Basically, like L, like.
No. Don't basically
No,
like.
no.
Okay, I thought
I was about to say. I was about to say.
Thank you.
You can create it, and if you don't do the proper steps to protect it, and it gets took, that's on you.
How much? How much of an investment is it to protect your creativity, Lex? Just an idea, because I figured you might know something about that.
Shit, to be 100, I just protected 10 episodes. I'm down 800.
Just to protect yourself.
It. Yeah. Just to move on to the next step.
Jesus.
So what a lot of folks will do is they'll fucking work extra, borrow, steal, do whatever the fuck it what at this point to protect it for the chance at it hitting.
Yeah.
And if it hits, it was fucking worth it. If it doesn't hit, it was fucking worth it. Because somebody else doesn't have it. Because the worst thing is if it doesn't hit for the individual, but somebody else grabs it and they just have a bigger name, and all they did was tweak something, like they tweaked a piece to it, and now it hits, and you got to sit back like
they're not obligated to give you no
not
shine.
A goddamn thing, and you got all the fucking receipts you can have, and they're laughing their way to having you lose all your money trying to get some semblance of that from court, because they got the best of lawyers in the world. So I mean, I think that part is just like the taking out the naivety of it. I think that's the main thing when it comes to creation, because I think in like creating things, if you get so caught up in the creation of things, you have to have that, but just know that there are true vultures, true hawks that are just waiting for you to run yourself down, become a fucking corpse, and they gonna eat your entire shit.
Yeah.
That's what they're waiting for. What's the name had a great fucking song about it? Childish Gambino. Zombies.
Yeah.
Great fucking song.
Yeah. I don't know how y'all do that shit to me every week. Whether it's a topic I wrote down on one of y'all find a whole new infinite space to take it to. And we got some blowback I got some blowback from my Joe Budden take last week.
What could you possibly get blown back for? What was the take, to refresh the memory?
That is WWE.
Okay.
And it's working. They're gonna be able to splinter off and everybody get paid. But ultimately, it's still really, really sad to watch something go down in flames like that. I stand by that. I firmly stand behind that. And I become a ridiculous stan of Andrew Schultz. I don't know how I arrived here, y'all.
He's doing a great job. You gotta recognize game.
I am a stan, and so.
But also, it's because he's tempered it though. Like now,
has he? Okay, so I don't feel as bad.
No, because he's not doing all. Like he had a nasty period because he was running up the numbers.
Yeah.
Now he's pretty much grandfathered in, because I think what happened is that when they both came together. So when the YouTube numbers would coincide with when he did stand up, the amount of showing up happened.
Yeah.
Once that happened, it was a validation period. Yeah. So then he was able to stop that extra, the things that you would do to just get the views.
Yeah.
And I think it was when Charlemagne and the other dude had that talk with him on the podcast.
Yeah.
And they were like, look, we get what we're doing here, but right now the character of you.
Caricature, yeah.
Yeah, is taking over.
Yeah.
And you need to take some
I do remember
back.
that episode.
Yeah.
I do remember that episode.
And I
It
feel
was right
like,
after the Angela Rye shit.
yeah, and I feel like he slowly worked on himself.
He did. You guys are both right. I love how he puts on for his team. I love the inclusiveness as they evolve and as they level up. The show, the production of the show, the scaling of the podcast, the scaling of his comedy, the scaling of the business. Like I'm a fan. I'm a fan for real. So I was ultimately interested. I was interested to hear their take on the Joe Budden shit, but the relationships were so close, so personal. I wasn't sure how they were gonna cover it. What could they possibly say that was either constructive, or how much were they gonna be willing to reveal, because they're kind of close to the situation and shit, and there's a lot of overlap.
Pretty damn close, yeah.
It's a lot of overlap. And their final conversation, Lex, did you catch that?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Like, even the whole conversation in whole,
Yeah.
it seemed like Charlamagne was just in a place where he was like, I don't even want to talk about this shit at all. I don't even want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
But then I feel like Andrew was like, nah, I like you said, I gotta be the one that is gonna be the one that puts on. I get that you want to be peaceful, but now I'm gonna do the kill shot.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna talk all my shit and shit for you if you want to be the humble Shala.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Charlotte. It's not so much for just the perspective wise. It's not so much that Charlamagne is being humble at this point. I think for Charlamagne, he has. Sometimes you just have to allow things to play out.
Yeah.
And when they do, because he did explain the fact that he hasn't talked about any of that stuff since the whole podcast thing happened, because Joe did go in on the podcast and it was performative. You know what I mean? The whole thing that Bomani talks about people being performative online. Yeah. It's either for informational purposes or it's performative. Yeah. And Joe has been very performative, you know, but in the process of being performative, he's burning bridges. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he plays the card of, oh, I'm just playing, or I'm not really serious about that. And like, I'm pretty sure, because they're so close to each other, whatever is being said behind the scenes as opposed to what's being said on the air, the lack of that being that correlating with each other and coming together at all is the part that turns you off. It only takes somebody so many times to do that shit. For me, it's once, but it's only so many times that somebody can do some shit like that where you're just like, okay, because I, for one, just cannot stand people that are two-faced. Can't stand people that are opportunists. Those are two things that I just don't. I can't wrap my brain around it. So once somebody shows a variation of that, or even just a inkling of it, then that lets me know that you'll do anything. You know what I mean? And at that point, you have to separate yourself. And that's what Charlamagne did. For Schultz, he ain't got no fucking horse in this race. Like, it's literally like, okay, all you did was just like stiff arm me to the side as if I don't have any talent whatsoever. But he's creating a whole new lane on like comedy in today's age. You know, like the rapid fire comedy, the things that work out for viewership. Like, he understands this YouTube thing like not too many understand it. So that's to be commendable in a way. And then people have to figure out a way to duplicate the blueprint that he's laying out for that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part. So it's just like, okay, well, you come at me, I get it, but your shit better work. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's really what's happening with Joe right now, is that he's talked big shit while being at the top spot without realizing how you're at the top spot. So we talked about it. Once that number goes from 1 to 7 to 14 to 21 to 30, all them cats that are now moving up above that, it's been foul shit going on. So their moment is here. Yeah. You know what I mean? They waited. Like, it wasn't like folks was talking about this shit during it. They waited. And when this shit, they waited. That's really what it is. It isn't so much that people are jumping on this train right now. Is that he has literally gone at all these people subliminally and directly.
And overtly, yeah.
And
it's all got life.
It's all got life. It's all got legs now.
Yeah. It has really been hard to watch. The back and forth. The back and forth and the lengths and the depths that individuals have been to go to in the name of like knocking people off of their high horse. And a part of me understands it. It's just how humans work. So I'm not even gonna knock that part. It's our collective. It's our collective need to tune into to that shit though. I
told you, man. For the life of me, I don't understand like watching everybody talk about somebody else's situation. Like I sit through y'all talking about it because I know y'all. Yeah. But people that I do not know talk about somebody else's situation is like it throws me the fuck off. Like that's a whole
It's wild.
Like the degrees of separation on that motherfucker. Like,
so far. and the takes that are established and the think pieces and the thought, it's like, yo, this ain't a lot for nobody. Like y'all don't think this don't feel like a big investment. All right, cool.
My bad. Even Kev's like Kev don't even listen to the podcast. Kevin Hart don't even listen to the podcast. But he was able to find something on leadership, which was a good take. It was an amazing take.
It's an amazing take.
But it was about 12, 13 minutes of fluff for him to get to that part of it.
And the fluff is only because you're responding emotionally to something you heard out of context. Mm-hmm. I talked to a friend that I love and respect. She's brilliant. We talk like once every other week, just a debrief. And she's like, Monty, the only podcast I listen to is yours, but I hate Joe Budden.
Fuck with it.
I'm like,
we got a few people out there like that too, man. I appreciate y'all.
I'm like, damn. She's like, yeah, he just so demonstrative, so this, so that. And her character assessment wasn't too far off, but I'm still going, you don't listen to the show at all to establish your own opinion on what's taking place and how you feel about Joe. And this isn't even applicable to the JBP. This is applicable to information as a whole. Y'all, be careful about these people that you're basing your opinion off of, because they're basing it off of shit that's usually they have zero context for. Everybody has hopped on covering this.
It's the herd mentality.
The herd mentality. Everybody has hopped on covering this because it's the popular conversation, not because they really give a fuck about it. Literally, majority of the people with hot takes and deep dives about Joe and his opinions, established opinions about Joe and about Maul, about Rory, about Parks, about the whole business, have little to no context. They watch a think piece about a think piece about a think piece, a deep dive about a deep dive. That's what makes the Kwame Brown situation. It's hilarious. Oh, don't get me like I've been laughing like the rest of everybody else because that nigga can cuss with nobody uses cuss words like that.
Man,
that's impressive. The best cusser I ever known in my whole life is my late grandmother, Ella May. God damn, that lady could cuss, man. She's really good at it too. My little sister's really good at it too. Alyssa, you can cuss pretty amazingly. Kwame Brown has you and grandma beat. And that shit is funny. But he gave it up. I was waiting for him to tell on himself. He did it yesterday.
It came out finally?
Finally said it. Shout out to the two cats. Y'all know who y'all are be sending me stuff. Oh, somebody is feeding you this. Because you're not going to find all these old-ass interviews.
Nah.
Because when you do, you're going to find that you got ammo to never run out of doing these videos and responding to people. People been making fun of you for a really long time, fam.
A very long time.
So
where's Aloe Candy at?
Man.
Where's bro that went to Cleveland? The number one pick that went to Cleveland.
Oh, Anthony, they're from UNLV.
The bro that I forgot I just don't know the fucking teams they went to or the names, but the bro that couldn't get on airplanes.
Oh man, he ended up playing for the Rockets. That was what.
He was
gonna be so dope.
Yeah, but he had a fear of flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's folks throughout history, man. Like Greg Oden, you know, like it's folks throughout history. You ain't the only one.
Ain't the only one.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking what's name had it way worse than Kwame Brown.
Who?
Smush Parker.
Smush. God damn, they came for that man's sexuality and everything.
Bro, so you know, I get it.
It's all funny, but it all is a true indictment of us as people. Cause that nigga, his followers,
Skyrocketed.
To the moon.
The amount he's got. 96,000 subscribers on YouTube on his YouTube channel?
I thought he broke 100 now.
Oh, he broke 100,000. So now he monetized. What? Go do your thing, fam. Somebody got a bag for you to keep talking shit and having people tune in for a train wreck. Come on. Not that you're a train wreck, but they love to see us talking crazy to each other just like this. And then so the lengths that everybody's had to go through, like him coming after Charlemagne's passing, like that's wild. I don't want to funk with nobody that way. Not me personally. I don't. And then for publications to big it up, predominantly white publications to big it up, again with no context. Whoo, and there's a lot of that going around, man. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. G, put us. We got some sports, but y'all know how we do with the new shows. Can you put us on some new shows, man? What you got for us? You always got something fire for us.
I haven't gotten into anything new this week, so I have some more stuff once it comes out. Cause right now I think some things are on hiatus. I just been watching This Is Us. This Is Us last episode will be next week. Man. But they came back, so I didn't realize they had come back, so I had a chance to watch two in the same night, so that was perfect. So that was good. Okay. But it's good to see like where it's gonna be interesting to see what Kev is doing, man. Yeah, man. Because Kev got to experience this epiphany moment that he just be going with the flow. Yeah. And he don't like this shit. Yeah. And you know who be doing it? We just talked about it. The motherfucking X. The motherfucking X is going to point out some shit in your past and you going to be out here on a fucking spiral. Man.
Good. I was going to ask you, did you see Spiral?
No. I want to see Spiral. I was just looking at the theater about that.
I haven't seen it yet either.
I want to go to the movies to see it too.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the movies.
To tell you the truth, I feel like they've snuck movies into the theaters. Yeah. Like it ain't like no big productions for like ain't hella trailers. So that's interesting. I wonder what Spiral's what app is supposed to go on after it's in the theaters.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna try this theater thing out.
I bet HBO Max got it. I would bet.
They would have put it out there though already. Like they'd have put it on their event schedule.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Who y'all think got it then? Who had the bag to get it? Amazon?
It'll be somebody random. It'll probably be like Hulu or something.
That's what I was gonna. I'll say. I'm thinking it's either Amazon, Hulu, or Netflix.
Really?
One of them three.
It might be Netflix, yeah.
If Netflix got it, that's going to be big. That's going to be a big conversation. Damn, I hadn't even considered Netflix, y'all.
Did y'all watch the Army of the Dead thing?
No, I ain't watched that yet. How was that?
I didn't watch it either. It just came out.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to watch that. My day for watching films is usually on Sundays.
Gotcha.
So I'll probably do that.
So yeah, I'll probably watch it later.
But it ain't no new shows right now, so I don't have anything for the public on that one. Any new shows, Lex?
Like I said,
no, you've been doing shows. You've been creating shows.
I've been making shit.
That and just looking up more stuff on Tim Duncan. That's how
got it. Got it. That's what we need to do. We need to have a Tim Duncan corner every week.
Do we?
New Snapple fact.
Have we done enough Jeff Bezos appreciation for just whooping the system? No.
I think there's always more.
Never.
there's always more, man.
What this hire to fire shit, G? What is this? What's going on here?
All right, so they have a quota to hit every single. I don't know if it's about a year or if it's about a month. Let me think. but they have a practice, like it's a practice within their within the offices or whatever, that they have to fire a certain amount of people on their staff. So in order to do so, they tend to hire people they know damn well ain't gonna make it, to then fire them so that they can save their teams. You know, so it's like, I've heard about that with some of the companies, especially throughout the pandemic. This is something they've been doing, but throughout the pandemic, where some of the companies that could not justify having the staff that they have, even though they're great. So they, if they did have a problem within their staff, if they were to fire them, then they wouldn't be able to rehire somebody for that position.
Wow.
So you would keep them.
Wow.
But in this case, they have it already set up that you have to fire a certain amount of people to show the turnover rate. So in order to do so, they tend to just hire somebody they know damn well ain't gonna make it, so they can save their staff member. They ain't trying to fire somebody that actually gotta make some ends. So it's an interesting thing that they got set up in there.
The hustle is real.
Oh yeah.
Finesse the system. Go learn the system so you can finesse it. That's all I'm encouraging you to do.
That's it.
Don't woe is me. Don't go fuck capitalism. Don't do none of that. Just go learn the system, finesse, and get your paper.
That's it.
Finesse.
Finesse.
Big finesse.
Sports. Talked about Kwame Brown. We did all that shit. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Overtime G.
Mm-hmm.
I got whiffed that they were starting a league. I did not believe it. I can honestly say. Until I realized they got a bag from Adidas. It's like, oh, they might be actually starting a league. Then I saw the success of the G League this year. It's like, oh, Overtime may actually be starting a league. Them motherfuckers starting the league, and they got 2 of their first signees this week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the athletes' names. Do you know?
Yes, Matt and Ryan Bewley. So they're twins.
Oh wow.
So I think
Are
Matt.
they juniors?
Yeah, they're juniors.
Oh shit.
They're going into their junior year. So I think Matt is the higher rated one. I want to say, or Matt or Ryan. I don't know if they're twins. So who the fuck knows? But one of them is rated number 3. The other one is rated number 12. But yeah, so it's just interesting because of the constant opening of possibilities for up and coming athletes in the hoop realm, on the possibilities of bypassing college.
Yeah.
You know, so they're finding out ways to get you paid a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And then with this program, the idea is to have a educational system built in around your main focus being getting you worked out and ready to take the next step.
The pro league internationally.
And then you can sign to the G League after you've completed this. So you'll be building a nest of pay to then go right over to the G League. So it's already going to be tapped into going into the G League.
A true farming system.
Exactly.
I didn't realize like how much I miss hoop. I didn't realize how crazy this season was till the playoffs started yesterday. And I'm not talking about the play-in game. Keep that shit. I'm talking about the playoffs specifically. Saturday was an amazing day. Sunday, we're doing the same thing, watching the early game, Philly and the Wizards right now. But watching the Mavericks game, and I tweet, I go, hey, yo, if it's a video of Luka saying nigga, or if it's a tweet of him saying it, keep that shit to yourself. Don't you dare ruin this for me. I love watching Luka play.
For real.
And then Poe goes, what is it, fam? He not fast. No, nigga, he's just been a pro since he was 12. So he don't have to be none of that shit. He just know how to do this shit at a pro level better. And he nice. And he's 6'7".
Yeah, we likened it to the way that James Harden had an epiphany on how great he is at the game, like how he's learned the ins and outs of the game.
Yeah.
Luka was able to tap into that around 18, 19 because he was doing the things since 13 and testing out different things. Exactly. So the work that James Harden had to eventually figure out with pro level athletes, to then say, oh, I am elevated to a certain level where I can see all these things prior to it taking place, is what Luka was able to tap into earlier because of the upbringing, of course, the farming system.
Yeah. And we need those.
What?
I would like to talk to some experts.
Especially they're gonna teach us this fucking U.S. curriculum.
I talk to some experts, and I'm curious to know how we let that fly internationally, but haven't figured out how to integrate it domestically. Why it's frowned upon. Why we're still pretending education is as valuable as it is, and it's not.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
A really fucked up loan with a terrible interest rate. I'm just curious about all of that shit.
It's a pyramid scheme. It has to do with how do we make as much as possible off of amateurism. We make sure that these labored workers do not receive pay.
Yeah.
And everyone around them eats off of their abilities.
Every single one of them.
Does it sound familiar? Because it's been brought up a few times.
Does that sound familiar?
Does it sound familiar?
You've never heard of this before? Shout out to Overtime, man. Again, one of my favorite channels, the content that they produce, the original content, the storytelling, the interest that they've taken in the basketball is really, really awesome. I'm just curious to see how it grows, bro. I'm really curious to see how it grows. The playoffs have been fucking fantastic. The young players are stepping up. Jason Tatum played great, even in a loss.
Can you open the door?
Yeah. No, let's sign off real quick. Let's sign off.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah, nah. I know it's abrupt, crazy dismount, but, but I gotta pee.
Hey, shout out to Simone Biles, by the way. Fucking that double backflip, whatever the hell that shit was.
First one to do it.
The only thing I thought about, I was like, boy, youth. Because as soon as she landed, I was like, Achilles. Achilles.
Hey, some of the hoopers fell yesterday, and like the most KD's fall scared the fuck out of me, man. Like I thought he broke something.
No, nigga, did you? The meme that went around for LeBron when he got poked in the eye,
nigga.
Did you see how his leg landed?
No.
Bro, his leg landed and his ankle twisted up, his knee twisted back, his leg was behind his leg, behind the back of his leg or whatever, and it was all on one leg. Anybody else would have snapped that thing into 3-4 places.
Gee,
and Brown was rolling around the ground, and my man touched his ankle, his knee, his hip, his back, his chest, his head. And then started rubbing his eyes. So by the time the cameras got that meme of him looking like this, bro, that was like the 12th thing that he felt.
But the fucked up part is the meme that's going around is like, this how your girl wake you up after she go through your phone? Talk about triggered, nigga. That's the exact look I had. Huh?
Oh, that's the worst.
Bro, huh?
And your first question always got to be, so you can get your lie ready.
What?
Huh?
Especially waking up out of your sleep because...
Who the fuck is Stephanie?
Oh
it's even worse if you're in that toxic relationship and you don't wake up to the who the fuck. You wake up to the two-piece. This one? What the fuck? Wait,
the sound effects hitting the chin was crazy.
You trying to get your defenses up?
You don't know what to do. You just sit.
Hey, which one of y'all? Which one of y'all hit me, man?
Exactly.
Which one of y'all hit me, man?
Oh man. To my guys, thank y'all.
Don't ever wake up to the two-piece, man.
Always want to end and lead with that. To our listeners, keep fucking with us. Thank y'all so much. Follow the Meet the Brave Instagram page. Follow the YouTube page /Monty Draper. Subscribe. Hit the notification. Stay tapped in. With that, we'll see y'all next week.
La bluff.
Yes.